Hello, property nomads. Hope you are doing well. So, unlucky if you're buying, living, or developing in Oxford, the wonderful people of the Oxford area, or the council, I should say, are banning gas hobs and boilers from all new homes from 2025 in a bid to tackle the climate change crisis. Now, for those in and around Oxford and fortunate enough to drive, you'll know that it's an absolute pain in the backside because of all their wonderful traffic systems that they've installed. And it seems that Oxford are really pushing this, they're really jumping on board with this climate crisis narrative. Maybe it's got to do with all the students, maybe it's got to do with all of the universities and whatnot there, and the fact that that's really the way that we're all thinking at the moment. But interestingly, yes, they are going ahead and they are banning gas hobs and boilers from all new homes in 2025, and that they're citing climate change, they're citing climate crises, they're looking to do it as part of a wider scheme to hit carbon net zero by 2040. And again, I think what they're trying to think of here is that they're trying to think of all of that, and they're trying to be do-gooders and so forth. But as we said before on the program, we said before on the YouTube channel, we said before on I think all of our social medias, that what's going to happen moving forwards is if you're banning all this stuff and you are then reliant solely on electricity, for example, is that enough to keep you warm? Is electricity enough? Can you afford electricity? Is probably a very good question to ask, because you're being forced into all this way of living, and it's going to come out of your back pocket. You know, we've done episodes recently about the fact that the price cap's going up again. We haven't got the energy infrastructure in place in the UK to be able to deal with this massive electric influx onto the system. We're not going to have that for a while because we're not investing properly into the grid itself. And yet, again, this whole initiative and narrative of net zero and all of this mumbo jumbo is being rammed down our throats. And ultimately, we're going to end up, or someone is going to end up paying for it. And that's going to be as a result of increased electric bills. It might be increased council tax. You know, various councils have gone broke recently because they're not able to manage finance properly. And just everything's a complete horror show at the moment, and it's being driven by bigger powers that I won't go into in this video. But ultimately, you know, people are gonna lose out, because what happens is with environmental economics, it all sounds okay on paper, but eco-friendly paper, of course, but all sounds okay on paper. But the minute you then start actually paying for this, people like the idea until they get the bill for it. And people that are going to be in these dwellings and be part of all of this, they might like the idea of it, but the minute they get their first electric bill, and including their standing charge, etc., I'm sure they'll be protesting on the streets and on the campuses moving forward. Interestingly, go back to the article, under the Oxford plans, they say that developers who fail to meet the requirements would be made to contribute to council funds ring-fenced to combat climate change. So I'm not really quite sure what that is or what that would involve. Probably just another scheme and a way to make cash off of people trying to make a living here in the UK. Yeah. Interesting times, interesting stuff. Of all places in the UK, I'm not surprised it's Oxford that have really started with that, having had the experience of driving around there and doing some work around there. Yeah, they seem to be incredibly people unfriendly, I think. And I'm not just saying that because I'm from Reading. Interesting stuff. Thank you. And if you could do us a small favour, and that is subscribe to the YouTube channel, that would be absolutely fantastic. That would make a massive difference. And tell everyone you can about the Property Nomads YouTube channel. apologies for the poor video quality as well. I think the sun's hitting me in right at the wrong time. But yeah, please do subscribe. We've noticed a massive uptick in numbers, and it's all thanks to you telling more people about the channel, and of course you subscribing as well. Thank you very much. I will see you in the next video.